Guys, it's Melanie, and today and tomorrow actually I am finally going to be following through on my fall favorite series, and the last part, the eyeshadow part, has been a struggle for me because there are just far too many eyeshadows and palettes and singles and trios and cream shadows to choose from, and it would have honestly made just the longest video in the history of the world for me to go through everything. So what I decided to do is today I'm going to share my favorite fall eyeshadow palettes with you guys, and then tomorrow I will share some eyeshadow singles as well as cream eyeshadows and whatever else falls into the etc. category. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in. I do want to preface this by saying that some of these things are limited edition or they are discontinued. I will try to find links down below to anything that is discontinued or hard to find, so that if you really want it, you'll be able to find it. I've been doing some Googling and these items are still available. They're a little bit more than they were in the past in some cases, but still totally worth it because they are amazing products. So also, some of these things you may have gotten in previous years and just haven't used, and so hopefully I can maybe encourage you to take those things out of your stash and utilize them this fall. So we're going to jump right in. I am obsessed with anything LORAC. I have been for a very long time. So the first palette I'm going to mention is the original LORAC Pro. And so many people have this, and for good reason. Sorry, the lighting is probably a little wonky. It's very cloudy and rainy today. What I love about this particular palette is that you're not only getting a ton of neutrals, you're also getting some great jewel tones within this palette. And during the fall is when I kind of go crazy with smoky eyes of whatever color. I'll do jewel tone smoky eyes, I'll do gray smoky eyes, I'll do black smoky eyes, just every smoky that you can imagine. And this, I just really love this pewter and the garnet shade in this particular palette for those types of looks. So obviously you have a lot of other great options in here, but these two colors in particular right here, I'm just madly in love with. Fall is also a time that I really get into gold on my eyes as well as rose golds. And the gold and the light bronze in this palette are actually stunning for those different types of looks. So just overall, if anybody ever asks me what is the one palette that I should own, the answer will always be this one. Endless options, and it's absolutely beautiful. Along with that, I also think the LORAC Pro 2 is an amazing fall palette. Again, you've got these gorgeous jewel tones, and this time around in the matte shades. And you've got a beautiful rosé color down here, which is basically just a rose gold. Some nice cool tones. I adore this palette, and I can't believe how long I held out because I only bought this a few weeks ago. And I regret not having it in my collection sooner. It's just absolutely stunning. I can't get over how beautiful this is. And there are an endless number of amazing fall looks in here. And also just shades that you can obviously easily wear the rest of the year. These LORAC shadows are stunning, and I can't get enough. So this is going to be a little bit of an honorable mention if you were able to get your hands on it. If you were the LORAC Pro Mega, I have gotten some amazing fall appropriate eye looks from this over the last week and a half that I've been playing with it. This mulberry shade, oh my goodness, this needs to come out in a single in and of itself. It's beautiful. Also the Merlot, I did a cranberry look with this, when was it, last week sometime. It turned out absolutely stunning. But really any of these darker jewel tone shades here would be beautiful for a fall smoky eye. Obviously you can also do some great neutrals with this palette, but like I said, fall is the season for all things just smoky and dark. at least in Melanie Land. Might not be for everybody else. So this one's just kind of an honorable mention. Don't go spending like $400 on eBay. It's not worth $400. It's not. But if you were able to get it for the price tag of $59, pull this sucker out and just really start playing with it. There are so many great options. This was limited edition last year. This was the Laura Mercier Pro Artist Palette for Eyes. Fall is also the season where I love plums. And this just contains some of the most beautiful plums that I have ever seen. These shades over here, just gorgeous. I have played with this so many times and I just cannot get enough of this palette. I know so many people picked this up last year. It's probably an easy one to kind of just put back in your collection and just be like, yeah, you know, I got bored with that, or oops, I forgot about that. If you managed to get your hands on this last year, one, so lucky. It's so beautiful. This is like, I was hoping that the one that they came out with this year would be just as good, but it's not. I'm not going to buy it. But this one from last year is absolutely stunning. I feel like plums look good on almost everybody. I do. And especially if you have green eyes. Oh my goodness. Plum on green eyes is just perfection. So the Laura Mercier Pro Artist Palette for Eyes from 2013. If you have it in your collection, take it out. Now is the time to use it. Okay. Let's talk one that might be a little bit more difficult to find, but is totally worth seeking out. I will put a link down below to some places where you can still find this. This is the Kat Von D Ladybird palette. A lot of you may actually already have this. This is a completely matte palette. I picked this up when Sephora was clearancing these out last year. Oh my Lord, this is a must-have. One, this like burnt orange shade here at the end, Cleopatra is what it's called. Ugh, I die every time I put this like in my crease. It screams fall. Like, it's absolutely stunning. Any of these colors, like this like navy blue, oh my gosh. Just so many options. The matte purple at the end, like, I love this palette so much. I sort of kind of wish that I would have gotten a backup of it, but realistically, when am I ever going to finish a palette? It's not going to happen in my lifetime. So, but this is one that is absolutely worth seeking out wherever you can find it, blog sale, just wherever you can get your hands on it. Find this palette. If you have it in your collection and you haven't used it lately, get it out. It's absolutely beautiful. And along the same lines, a lot of people have asked me if these are similar. Kind of similar. I mean, if you only had to like pick one, I would say maybe go for the Kat Von D. This one is also, it happens to also be discontinued now, but let me just compare them side by side. So you can see they're kind of the same, but not exactly. How am I going to do this? Hopefully you can see that. So somewhat similar, but not exactly like the same. They both have kind of that like burnt orange shade, which is really like, that is the color for fall. If you've never tried that on your eyes, like most people would look at that and go, oh, that is a butt ugly color. No, you have to put it on. Once you put it on, you will see. It's beautiful on so many different skin tones. Anyway, so this is the Stila, did I even say what this was? It's the Stila In The Know palette. Hopefully that isn't too bright. It does come with an eye pencil, by the way. It just fell out of here. But this is another great one for fall because you've got all of these awesome all matte neutrals, and mattes are really something that I enjoy wearing, especially in the fall. I just feel like it's almost like a more appropriate season for all matte looks than like say the spring or the summer. I really tend to prefer more like shimmer during those months, but wow, these are beautiful. You may still be able to find this in some Ultas. I think it's worth looking for. If not, I will see if I can find it on some kind of website and link it down below for you. But the Stila In The Know palette is another amazing all matte eyeshadow palette to have for fall. You must find this. Okay, let's go back to LORAC for just 1 second. The LORAC Unzipped palette is another one that I really tend to gravitate towards in the fall because this has a lot of beautiful rose gold type shades in it. And again, rose gold is something that to me just screams fall for some reason. I think it's because it's got that like just warm kind of like, I guess I tend to gravitate more towards like the warmer colors in fall as well, in addition to like jewel tones. And the colors in here are just absolutely stunning. And this is the one palette that should still be very easy for you to find in most Ulta stores that is just totally worthwhile. So much variety. It's also just a great year-round palette, but because of the nature of like these nice rose golds, you've also got some mattes in here. It's just an all-around great palette, and especially for this time of year. Another matte palette that I think is totally worthwhile is the Urban Decay Naked Basics 2, because I think it's a great complement to any of these other palettes that I've shown you here. There are only 6 eyeshadows in here, but there's 6 very cool tone shadows, and I just find them to be extremely flattering. I can't get enough of this palette. I've used it quite a bit and I love it. They do kick up a little bit more dust than I would say some other Urban Decay eyeshadows, but it's totally worth dealing with that. Just beautiful, cool, neutral tones, and they're all matte. Just really great to pair with any of your other palettes that you have here. Let's talk a couple of drugstore items, because I know most of this stuff is high-end that I mentioned here. The 2 that I think are must-haves from the drugstore actually come from Wet n Wild, and so they're really super affordable, and I'm betting that most people already have these in their collection. The first one is the Comfort Zone palette from Wet n Wild. You get 8 eyeshadows in here. Apparently I can't count. Just beautiful kind of neutral shades, but an amazing array of colors to be able to create an awesome smoky eye for the fall, or to keep it a little bit more neutral. This eyelid color here is a beautiful rose gold. That paired with the definer color in the crease is just stunning. This color here on your lid with the definer color in the crease is an amazing combination. I've done that several times. I feel like there's a lot of options within this palette, and for $5, this is absolutely worth having in your collection, if only to be able to play like with smokier eye looks and kind of perfect your technique with that. This is a great one to have. Now this one, I'm not sure if this is discontinued. I've heard someone, well, a couple of people say that it's discontinued. I can still find this at my Fred Meyer. In fact, I think I just saw it there a couple weeks ago. This is the Trio in Knock on Wood, and this is so gorgeous. This has like a really pretty like cranberry color for your lid, and then this taupey brown for the crease. I don't use this brow bone color very much, but these two I've used quite a bit together, and even if you reverse and put this on the lid and this in the crease, just really, really ridiculously beautiful. So I really, really recommend, if you can find this guy still, seeking this one out. And these are just very creamy, very blendable, just awesome, awesome drugstore shadows to play with. And I think these sell for $2.99. It's been a while since I've purchased these trios, so I'm thinking $2.99 sounds about right. So those are my eyeshadow palette picks for you for fall. Tomorrow I will bring you my single shadow picks. So hopefully between these 2 videos you can find some things that you maybe didn't think about using in the fall months, or maybe haven't reached for in a while. So let me know if you have any questions down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video.